male energy.
Coming up next on Crossing Over with John Edward. From an early age, John Edward displayed remarkable psychic abilities, predictions and premonitions he couldn't explain. At 15, a reading by a psychic changed his life. John was told what millions have witnessed. He can reunite people in the physical world with those who have crossed over.
Welcome to Crossing Over. Thank you for watching. I'm John Edward. I'll be starting the gallery readings in just a moment. But first, I want to show you a preview of a private session I did with a family hoping to hear from their father, Ron. Well, there was no question about Ron's presence during the reading, but he also brought through a very unexpected guest for his stepson, Tori. I don't know if your father acted like a dad to you, or if your father took you in and made you like a son, and I feel like the gift to your family, you guys, which is probably not what you want to hear, is bringing your biological father through.
I thought it was good. It was probably more significant for me and the rest of the family because of the connection to biological father. That also validated other things within my immediate family. For me, it was a very significant reading.
You'll see all the connections I made during this private reading a little bit later in the show. But right now, please join me in the gallery as I connect to the other side. I'm coming over here first. I'm going to be in this area over here. I need to acknowledge I have a sister who's coming through, or someone who I would see as being like a sister. It's a female figure to the side. That to me would be like sister or sister-in-law, but it's a female figure to the side. They're telling me to talk about either Liz or an L name, which either means it's who they are, who they're with.
Has this coming.
That's right.
Sal, I'm a Sal Jr., of course, and he died quite a few years ago, in fact 20 years ago. And he had a very subdued personality next to my mother. Not overall.
Only me.
Right about so many things. We went to the wedding in Ohio, and Thomas's presence.
John Edward.
Hi, my name is Christine, and I'm here today with my mother and my two brothers, and we're here hoping to connect with my father because we miss him a lot, and we want to know that he's okay, and he sees what's going on in our lives.
Ron was a loving father and husband, and his family was hoping for personal messages to help them in their process of grieving. Well, being a man of few words, Ron cut right to the chase when I connected with him. His gift to the entire family was to bring through some very important messages for his stepson, Tori, from the biological father he never met in life. How are you?
Hi, good, thanks.
Before we begin, do you have questions about the process, not about your family, but about me or about the show or about what I do or anything that you're curious about? You all good? Okay. Okay, the first thing I want to acknowledge is I want to come back to you. I want to come back around you. I need to acknowledge two things. One, I've got a male figure to your side who's coming through. I don't know if you have a brother figure who's passed or if you have a friend who's passed. And I also have an older male who's coming through who's claiming to be either like a father, stepfather, father-in-law, but there's an older male that's coming through. They tell me to acknowledge somebody who passes either from lung cancer or somebody who passes from cancer that affects the chest area. There's all blackness that comes up in here. Do you understand the male figure to your side reference?
Yes.
Okay, and you also understand the older male that's passed?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if your father figure knows you, but I have to stress that I need to reference you, even though I don't feel like you're his son. Does that make sense? It makes sense because I have to just give it as a gift to me, but it's like he doesn't claim you as biologically being his, but he gives me a, like, acknowledge you. Now, I know I'm like beating a dead horse, guys, but somebody had lung cancer. My mother died of this. There's a lung cancer reference. So before I stop the session and say that I don't want to misinterpret anything else, somebody here is connected. They actually passed. They were diagnosed with lung cancer. So somebody passed from this.
My biological father,
We never met.
who I don't know of his recent history, lives in Norway. And that's what I'm thinking of when you're saying.
He lives there now?
We don't know.
He would have died there
Let me just be clear. You actually have, your father has passed.
Yes.
Okay. I need to stress, really, really stress, that there's a reference to somebody having lung cancer.
Okay.
I can't even go any place else with that except for the fact that the person had this. Where's the military connection where the person was in uniform or the person who was known for being in uniform?
Our father who passed.
Also, okay.
Right.
Different from his dad, though.
Different from his biological dad.
But I need to stress, and you guys might be, you know, this is like your dad, and this might be your husband that's coming through over here, and I'm sure that you're really, you know, hoping to hear directly from him. Here's the hard part about what I do. They get in line in a different order than what we want, and your family is like hogging the mic, let's put it that way. And I feel like I need to stress for you the connection that you have to your family from the other side. So even though you don't know your dad, you're saying, and I didn't say that, you said that, you didn't know your dad from Norway, wherever this is, I need to stress that he knows you. And I need to stress that you've got the connections to him, whether you realize it or not. And that even though he might not have been dad for you in the way that you wanted him as dad, you got him. Like, I feel like he's coming through, like, letting me know, like, I'm here. I don't know if your father acted like a dad to you, or if your father took you in and made you like a son, but, you know, this is reminding me of a past session, and I feel like the gift to your family, you guys, which is probably not what you want to hear, is bringing your biological father through and acknowledging the fact that this person is there, okay? And I feel like, I don't know if you ever discussed with your father, however you guys are connected, your lack of a dad, or if you ever discussed with him not knowing your dad. Well, you actually did, but you didn't. I feel like I need to kind of, this is like an end of a book for me, for you, in some way. I feel like you're closing a chapter on something, knowing full well that you have to move past whatever this is, and that it's okay to do that, and that as bittersweet as the story is, you get a chance for like part 2 now, but you get a chance to write it. You know, I feel like part 1 was written by somebody else, you know, and you were like a character that was being written about, where now I feel like part 2, you become the author. You get the choice of how the story goes. This is significant. Only if you take it, though, okay? Is your dad also passed?
No,
Well, what's coming around you?
my husband.
Where's the R, like Bobby or...
His name is Ronald.
He's Ronald? I don't know if you have a son, but I need to reference the little boy. Where's the little boy come in?
I have a 1-year-old.
Okay.
And a 3-year-old.
I need to acknowledge the little boy. Did he not see that son? Because I feel
Just
like...
once or twice.
Okay, I need to reference the fact that the little boy who has a connection to him, I don't really know. You know, so I feel like he's bringing up the son that he didn't know. He's making me feel like it's important that you know that he's okay. I want to stress that even though he's physically not with you, he is still going to be connected to you. Is he going to be connected every single day? No, I don't think they are with us every single day. I think they've got better things to do than kind of like watch us get dressed in the morning. However, for the significant things, like for the ceremony that's coming up around one of your boys or one of your children, there's a ceremony that's coming up, he's going to be there for that. You know, there's going to be something that you're going to be standing there with a videotape and you're going to want to know, like, you know, my dad's got to be here for this. He's got to be there for that. You need to know that. You know, and I think it's important that as you are representing the two of you as a couple at these events, he's going to be there for that. You know, but the most important thing is, as I say to people, to validate the people in your lives today, I always ask to validate them at times like that, because I think that's significant. Just so they saw this is his way of coming through.
My dad is my dad, Ron, but there's tremendous significance in the fact that Ron and my biological father seem to both be validating each other. It was just wild.
We'll hear more from this son and his other family members when we return.
The revolutionary new changes in hard button. Fancy stores to the popular chains. Find out which ones to watch out for and why.
CBS 2 investigates.
Eat at your own risk.
Thursday at 11 on Nightcast.
Welcome back. For more information, visit our website, crossingover.tv.
He doesn't claim you as biologically being his, but he gives me a, like, acknowledge you.
I thought it was good. It was probably more significant for me and the rest of the family because of the connection to biological father. That also validated other things within my immediate family. For me, it was very significant reading.
I don't know if your father figure knows you, but I have to stress that I need to reference you, even though I don't feel like you're his son. Does that make sense?
My biological father, I've never met him. My mom and my biological father separated when I was very young. So when I knew of a father, I knew of Ron. And he's been my father my entire life. And I never thought of my real father or my biological father as my dad. About 6 years ago, and I got a phone call for the first time from my biological father. And I got all teary-eyed about it, and then I quickly realized that, yeah, that was great, but my dad is my dad, Ron. But there's tremendous significance in the fact that Ron and my biological father seem to both be validating each other. It was just wild.
What's coming around you?
My husband.
Where's the R like Bobby or?
His name is Ronald.
He's Ronald?
He was a very good man. He was an honest man, and the kind that is really hard to come by. You know, he's that kind of person.
It's an honorable thing.
He was from the old school, but a decent man.
For the significant things, like for the ceremony that's coming up around one of your boys or one of your children, there's a ceremony that's coming up. He's going to be there for that.
The most disappointing thing for me was that he's not going to be able to get to know my kids, really, at all, especially the 1-year-old. And when John had said that, you know, he's there for the major, you know, events, that was kind of nice.
I feel like you're closing a chapter on something, knowing full well that you have to move past whatever this is, and that it's okay to do that.
I'm kind of in the process of going through a change in my life right now, and it's a very confusing place for me to be. And my dad, one of the things he said to me, you know, before he died, is he says, you really need to decide what you want to do and move on with your life. As if I used to lay in bed at night and pray for help, for assistance, and just say to him, throw something off the wall, turn a light bulb on, do something, answer the question I need to be answered. So, I guess he did.
There are any number of messages that Ron could have delivered to his family that day, and they may have felt disappointment with what did not come through. But by focusing on his stepson Tori, Ron did what those on the other side always do: deliver messages to the people they feel most need to hear them. Thanks for watching, and I hope you connected with the readings today as well. And please, be sure to join me again next time here on Crossing Over. You know, everybody here has an emotional need as to why they want us to be for them. I'm not going to let